Well, good afternoon, YouTube. It's got a really late start today, but before this video kicks off, I want y'all to go down in the description and check out the very top link. That's my affiliate link to Mule Fishing Supply Company. Got decals, soft plastics, spinner blades, terminal stuff, hats, you name it, we got it over there. Anyway, topic of this video is a rod and reel combo review that I never did do, that I should have done about 2 years ago. Anyway, I only got about an hour and a half at most to fish, so let's get down here, see what we can catch. All right, I did not take into account this glare, so I apologize for that, but it'll at least get better as the day goes on. Okay, I just slapped on a 64th ounce jig head when I got out of my vehicle, so it's a little bit small. So what we're going to do, I want to do a float and fly. I'm going to start out with it about a foot or a little over a foot below, because since the water has gotten so low in here, I have 3 different problems right here on this side, which explains a lot of my snagging. There's a tree right here that goes to that pillar. There's another tree that goes straight out, and then there's a branch going that way. So I've got a gauntlet to deal with. Fish. I wasn't entirely sure that he'd even got it, because I had a couple little pecks. Alright, where's my pliers? Because that one is a little bit deep. But yeah, I saw a couple little pecks from this one. Well, almost had it. There we go. Itty bitty little crappie on the float and fly. Ooh, belly flop, I'm sorry. I may switch over to like a 1/32 ounce jig head here in a minute. That way I can get a little bit farther over or past the pillars. Because right now, that's about as far as I can get. Oh, that one had the bobber way under. I mean, he T-boned it. Ah, darn it. It doesn't help that this rod is only 6 foot 6 inches. You know, 7 foot or 7'6" would be a whole lot better. Or even 8 foot would be a whole lot better for this float and fly type thing. Ah, gotcha. He didn't even really bite it. That one just grabbed a hold of it and started swimming off. There's a little micro crappie. Alright, we're going to give this just another couple of minutes, because like I said, we don't have a whole lot of time to fish. And the sun, we've only been here 10 minutes and the sun's already gone down behind the trees. Huh. It's the least spot that I would expect a crappie to be at. Chill. You're just barely hooked. But apparently there's a deep little pocket right there behind a couple of those rocks. There's a little micro crappie. Ski douche. I came up here yesterday to do this video, and the weather is not nearly as nice as it is right now. We had rain, like 12, 15, 20 mile per hour gusts. distance because of all this stinking wind, which I could just throw on a 132nd head or something like that. And I had some fish recordings, but even with my microphone and the dead cat wind mufflers and all that stuff, it was just too much. All of the audio was useless. Like, I had to delete everything. And we caught something along the bank over here. Owie, owie, owie. That is a little red ear. Itty bitty little red ear. And where is my phone? I got to document things. Alright, well, since I'm snagging every other cast under the bridge like usual, like, you know, God forbid I actually get a cast under the bridge and not snag, but well, we can't have that. Oh, we've hooked into something. Oh, what did we hook into in this late hour? Chill out, Mr. Fish. It's a little large head. The way you can tell largemouth is the jaw hinge shuts behind their eye. Spots and smallmouth and meanmouth shut below or in front of. Chill out, homeboy. Where's my phone? This video's been way slower than I really was hoping, but I know exactly why I haven't caught hardly any fish. Alright, 2 days later, would have been out yesterday to finish this, but I had some camera stuff that I really needed that UPS decided to hold all day. Yeah, it was like 8 o'clock last night when they finally delivered it, and part of it was broke. But anyway, this should really help. I don't know exactly how well some of it will, but it's mostly convenience and to help with some audio stuff. One thing that I ordered was like a 10-pack of these dead cat microphone covers that just have double-sided, I guess, tape, and that should help with it quite a bit. And I've ordered a little battery door with a flip-up latch so that I can plug in that microphone. And you might be able to see it, but the bottom part of the little battery door there that clamps down on the bottom side of the camera, that whole part was broken off. So I super glued it and let it sit and cure, so hopefully it'll be strong enough to hold. Fish. That was quick. Feels like a pretty good one too. It's not huge, but for this little rod, it feels good. Ooh, got you under the tongue. What are you? You, I think you're a little largy. Hey, you're about half a pound or so. Fun little fish. Let me get down here a little closer to release you. Skidoosh. Now, what I caught that on, I don't know what pattern Bobby Garland this is. I just grabbed a couple shad patterns out of my bag and just threw them in my hoodie pocket. Well, one of them I brought down is the semi-new-ish Bobby Garland Live Roamer, and then the Diamond Mist. That's what that is. But I just put it on a little 1/8 ounce jig head that I cut the collar off of. But one reason I decided to put on a little 1/8 ounce head is to get some more distance, because I can't reach middle way under the bridge there with my little jig heads or floating fly or whatever. So I've just got some 1/16 and some 8s. Oh, something just hammered it right there. But I wanted a bigger jig head so that I could at least reach the other side of this bridge support from here. Fish right here in front of me. That one came back and hit it after dropping it, I think. Woo! Calm down, homeboy. Oh, no, 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 no. That was my fault entirely. I should have known better than to try and pick that up by the line. But I'll just retie. Another good little bass. I think fought really good on this little 6.6 ultralight, which, like I said, this thing is a super parabolic rod. Nice. I'll take that all day long. Oh, another fish. You ain't nearly as big and scrappy as the last one that broke me off like that. So I'll just grab that and by line. Another little large head. What do I do with my phone? They seem like, at least the last two, I guess, have been like right here in front of me. But there was one that was kind of farther out, so they may just kind of be holding close to the bank. Really don't know, don't care, caught them, that's all that matters. But I can definitely tell with this cooler weather, I'm gonna have to carry more batteries with me because I've only been like out here below the bridge for 15 minutes and I've already gone down like 20%. And sorry about that glare, ain't much I can do about that one. Unless there's some kind of GoPro mod that cuts down glare. Fish. Stay on, stay on. Hopefully y'all can kind of see the bend in that rod. Like I said, it don't start until like the way down in the blank. Yeah, it's another bass fish. Another bass fish. Pretty fish. I like these wintertime bass. Like, they're definitely more pale, so they don't have the extra vibrant colors. But they like to school up when, you know, shad are getting balled up, and they like to get all chunky. Get all chunky for the wintertime. Oh, another fish. Caught me off guard. I was about to pull it up to recast it, and another one decided to have him a Bobby Garland sandwich right there in front of me. All right now. I know you ain't hooked that daggone good. There we go. Yeah, their lips are starting to get a little bit red, which could be from munching on crawls and shad and all that stuff, which that's kind of coming with the territory of winter fishing. Nice little bass fish. Stay on. Oh, didn't mean to slam you against a rock. Another little bass fish. I think you're a spot. It gets kind of hard to tell with the winter months because everything's getting kind of pale, but either way, it's a bass fish. But yeah, there's something to do with the fins, the dorsal fins, that I haven't quite figured out or remembered yet. But no tongue patch, so I want to go with largemouth, which I could also just check the jaw line. You know, that hinge would be a dead giveaway. No. That dude didn't set the, or didn't require a hook set. He just come along and set it for me. That's what I like about winter bass fishing. Usually this time of year they're feeding hard, like I said, a little bit fired up. And like for example, that one there, he just fish. And he is just barely hooked. Tell you what, I think something's been munched on you. He's got bite marks on his side. Yeah, that's definitely been a catfish or another bass trying to get you down, because he's got bite marks on the side right there. Same spot on the other side. But tell you what, this has been one of the hottest bass bites I've been on in a hot minute. I mean, they ain't been exactly monsters, but they been. And the way that I'm fishing these, everything today so far, I fished it the same way. Just casting it out, let it fall a second or two. Of course, I'm also using that 1/8 ounce head, so it don't take very long to get toward the bottom. But just giving it, well, I'll finish that here in a second. Interrupted by a bass fish. That's another decent little bass. That one's kind of drawn out and a little skinny, but he ain't like skinny. Pretty fish. And in case you are wondering, the reason I take a picture of every fish that I catch is I have a logbook, and taking a picture makes it easy to remember what I caught, when, and where. But what I was saying is, we'll do it here. I'm just chucking it out, letting it fall a little bit, and just reeling it, you know, steady, like slow kind of steady, and just twitching it. Not a lot. Fish. Not real big one. What are you? Hey. This trip is complete now. I don't have to worry about having to come up here and not catch crappie. I don't even know how many fish we caught today. And I ain't belly flopped not a one of them. Tain't not nary one. Alright, I know at some point it's going to be like, is it good enough for bass? Well, obviously you saw here at the end that it is. But like I was saying, you want to use a light wire hook with this rod because of it being so soft and parabolic. It's hard to really drive those heavier wire hooks home. Anyway, what I mean by parabolic, and hopefully I don't break this because this ain't my rod. You see where it starts to really bend into the handle. I mean, it goes way down. But it's a really good feeling rod. I really like the grips. The problem that I have with it, really, other than it being a little bit too soft of a rod, is this butt section is about an inch and a half longer than I like. Anyway, very well balanced with like a 1000 size reel instead of the reel that comes on it. Like I said, this is just a Shimano FX 1000, nothing special. It's like a $20 reel. But like I've said with a bunch of other videos, I'll take a larger reel that balances overall better with the rod than I will a smaller reel. But the reel that comes with it is this really small, like size 50, well, it says Pro 50 B&M reel. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It definitely makes the whole setup lighter, and it works with it. But this little reel here just isn't as balanced with this rod as the Shimano 1000 or really any other 1000 size reel. In reel size, there is a big difference there. 1050 size, even though this got a little bit taller spool than most 50 size reels. Now, like I said, nothing wrong with this reel. It's got a good loud enough clicker. You've got a lot more clicks there to really fine tune the drag that you want. This one, a little bit quieter, but there's a little bit more space in between clicks. And the last thing that I want to kind of compare with these two reels, and it doesn't look like it would matter that much or make that much of a difference, but one spool is just a little bit taller than the other, and that's the Shimano. A taller spool, whether it's the same cut or cut the same depth as, say, that 50 size, a taller spool is going to cast better. The line is going to lay flatter on the spool, and it's also not going to have as much line memory, because usually that center shaft that it wraps around is a lot bigger in diameter than most 50 size reels. But I kind of hope you got a really good idea of what to expect if you come across one of these rods and want to buy one. They are a good setup. They're a good, comfortable, very lightweight setup. Very comfortable, even with a smaller reel. Again, I prefer the Shimanos, and not because I'm kind of biased towards Shimano, but I want a reel that balances the setup a little bit better than this, because with this little reel, you can definitely feel more weight toward the tip section. And adding that extra weight with, say, the Shimano just makes it more balanced, makes it more comfortable. But it's just my opinion. You may like it better than I do, but I like my rods to be just a little bit stiffer with a soft tip instead of being so parabolic. Anyway, this outro has gone on entirely too long, but when you're trying to give a final opinion saying and describe to people what to expect with the setup, you're generally going to talk a little bit longer. Anyway, that right there is why there's been so many really snappy transitions. I've had to turn my camera off anytime a car went by. Anyway, hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching.